If you are a chosen one of these three things have happened. The enemy tried to get you out of the way. Now, this is very disturbing, I understand. The enemy wanted to get you out of the way. And I'm really saying getting you out of the way because I mean it. The enemy wanted you gone. If that didn't work, the enemy wanted to destroy you spiritually. So you might have been a kid and there is things that people could have done. You know, the enemy, when I'm talking about the enemy, I'm not talking about these creatures will come and attack you in the night and the things like that. I'm just talking about the enemy will use some people against you, either to kill you physically or to kill you spiritually. Okay, let's say unalive you. It may not be a very good word to say, but I want to try to say it as it is. Enemy wanted to unalive you. If that didn't happen, the enemy wanted to kill you spiritually. So you may be a person who has, for the longest of time, lost yourself. You have lost yourself very many years ago. Somebody stole your destiny. Somebody stole your star. Somebody stole your shine. And your energy has been used over time by somebody else. It may be a family member. It may be one of your best friends you used to spend a lot of time with. And those things happen unconsciously. Even sometimes you're not aware of it. But if one of those things didn't happen, then the enemy has tried to humble you. Let me give you an example of the black sheep of the family. The black sheep of the family is the most powerful person, individual in the unit. They may not have a lot of muscles. They may not have a lot of money. They may not be so wealthy. They may not have a lot of power. But spiritually, those individuals are very powerful because those individuals are capable of breaking cycles that have been a burden to that family system for decades. A black sheep of the family, for example, like I said, you might be a person who has been usually excluded from gatherings. You know, there was a meeting going on, everybody was there, all the members was around discussing things. Nobody called you, so nobody wanted your presence in that unit. Nobody wanted you to be present at that particular gathering. Maybe you was a person who has always been full of wisdom, and for some mysterious reason, it's like many of your family members never wanted you to speak. You could have attended, but okay, maybe it was unavoidable. You have attended the meeting. It was your turn to speak. So you stood up to say your point in the meeting, and somebody told you to sit down. Everything you have been trying to do, the enemy has been on your case, and the enemy always wanted you to stay in a very little corner and to shut up. If it has been in a work environment, all the big assignments have been given to other people, even some people who are not qualified, and you was given the lesser assignments. So the bigger positions went to other people, you was given the lesser appointments. That is what has been happening most of your life. The enemy has pretty much been trying to do whatever it takes to stop you from your path. There comes a time in a chosen one's life where you feel like you've lost yourself. You feel like you don't have direction, you don't know where you need to go, you don't know what you need to do. You're struggling to discover who you are and to do the things that you really meant to do. Did you actually guys know that most of these people who flock around you, chosen ones, did you actually know that a lot of those individuals, they only gravitated and came towards you for something? There is something they wanted from you. I had a very disturbing experience when I encountered this great narcissist at the time. So one of the things I heard was, you don't even know who you are. You don't know who you are. And that is the beauty of it, because you don't know who you are. When I ask, okay, so who am I for this matter, that person used to go quiet. The enemy, they always felt, there was this very mysterious energy. They couldn't put a finger on it. He was a very mysterious person. It is not like somebody they have met or they have been with before. It is something that was completely different. And they could sense that greatness within you. Even if, like I've said, you may not necessarily have been a very beautiful, pretty person, you may not necessarily have had a lot of money, but on a spiritual level, there's people that actually came into your life because they felt that you was a very great person spiritually, on a spiritual level, on an unconscious level. You had a lot of greatness within you. So what it is that they really wanted is to steal that shine from you. It is not a coincidence when you have been with people and while you are struggling with those people, while you are struggling, they are prospering. While you're trying to figure things out, they already have their way. There is something that has always been within you that the enemy knew that they could take advantage of. So if they only get closer or got closer or sent someone closer to your energy, that is the only way they could get through your energy. And they would now use that energy for their own advantage. As a chosen one, you have always been a very humble person. You're a very humble person. So the enemy wanted you in that state. Coiled down, seated down somewhere in the corner. You didn't have to say anything. You didn't have to speak. So they was the one always showing their face while you was hidden behind the scenes. So nobody actually could recognize you. A person could have come and they have got a very big offer. They have got a job offer. Maybe they need some people in this company. Maybe they needed somebody to help them with something. It was a very big opportunity. Did you know that the enemy even went to the extent of hiding you from that opportunity? So they made sure that that opportunity will miss you. And then they would either grab that opportunity for themselves, or they may take somebody else, probably familiar to them, to grab that opportunity before you could do that. A chosen person has always been hidden from greatness. When I'm talking about attacks, I'm talking about attacks that have either happened spiritually or they've been happening physically. It has been happening actually throughout your life. It is feeling like the enemy has always been on your case. But again, you're a very humble person. The moment you start snapping and figuring things out, starting to get out of that bubble, because you see, the enemy always put you in this bubble. So you was in this bubble where you was not supposed to know who you are, who you really are on a spiritual level. That's where the enemy wanted you to be, so that your eyes was blind and you couldn't figure out what was happening. Ladies and gentlemen, I will promise you, awakening will bring you into a lot of truth. Awakening will help you to see, will make you to see who has been who and what have they been doing and how much have they been hidden from, how much have they been hiding from you, how much has been hidden from you, chosen ones. You want to do this, pursue this career. No, that one doesn't work. Don't bother with that. I want to go travel to this country. No, don't go that way. Go this way. This is what I want to eat. No, when you eat that one, it won't work for you. Eat this one. So you have always been put in a place where you could never be able to shine, to really do the things that meant a lot to you. That is because you have always been entangled with the enemy. And when I'm talking about the enemy, I'm simply talking about the people that have always been closest to you, family members. I'm talking about your besties. I'm talking about your partners, the people that you've dated for years. The enemy has been using those people to keep you in the dark. So, one of the most disturbing things that happen when you're starting to wake up, you remember who you are. When you remember who you are, you also step into your power. When you step into your power, that means that actually the enemy no longer has power over you. Why? Because you know the truth. So for them to be able to win because they feel like you're going in a different direction, a direction that is not common to them, that is not used to them, they are not used to, they are going to find a way to humble you. Like for example, if you're dealing with a family, what they do, they are going to isolate you from the family. They are going to team up and gang up against you. That is a psychological way to try to get you humble because they want you in that little corner where you have always been. They didn't want you to shine. They never wanted you to evolve. If you have been in a workplace, for example, you might find cases where you might see all these other workmates teaming up. They're all going to team up just against one person so that you could feel isolated, and then you could be able to bow down because they wanted you humble. The enemy has always been trying to humble you from day one. If they have failed to humble you because, a person who is awakened, when you're awakened, you're awakened. You know the difference between reality and illusion. You know the difference between the truth and the lies. So you are going to choose the truth. And that is what the enemy never wanted you to discover about yourself. So in some cases, they might even get you fired from work. They'll say that, okay, this person has done this, or then sometimes you might hear things like, you have done something wrong at work. Something has happened at work, so this person doesn't need to be here. They're going to start sacking you from jobs. Because the enemy has always wanted you to suffer. The enemy always wanted you in a very dark spot. You would never be able to do anything for yourself. And one of the things the enemy has tried to do, pretty much, is hiding you from the truth. So they have been withholding a lot of information from you because they knew when you come into that awareness, they can no longer play a game on you. They can no longer use you. They can no longer abuse you. They can no longer manipulate you to that degree they have always done. Because you have stepped into this general awareness of everything. You're a little bit more conscious. So the enemy tried to hide you as much as possible from the reality, from the truth of what they was been doing behind your back, behind the scenes. So it's why you hear a lot of times chosen people when they start, going through these massive transformations, awakenings. They are like, so that means that so and so was doing this and that. When they said this, that's what they meant. When they did this, that's what the intention was. So you're starting to understand all these little things that enemy has been doing behind the scenes. And now you're going to realize that you have been kept humble for a reason. There is people that see. They will watch you and they will see. They will know that you're a very powerful person. Like I said, they may not necessarily have all the little details figured out. They may not really have all the information. But they will watch you from a distance and they will know this person is a very powerful person, even if they haven't yet discovered who they are. So that is what they was doing to hide you from who you are. So you could never be able to step into your power. It is easy to abuse or to manipulate a very humble person. But when that person gets out of that bubble, you cannot play a game on them. that is going to make the enemy very furious and very angry and intimidated about you. It's not business as usual. So they can no longer, throw these one or two words, do this or try to drag you left and right. They can no longer do this. It is no longer working because you are aware. Yes, you are still a humble person, but you're no longer that humble person that you used to be, because this time you are humble, but with the general awareness of who you are and what it is all about you. Pre-awakening, it is very likely that 98% or 99% of the people that has been around you, it has been the enemy in disguise. Disguised as your besties, your wives, husbands, workmates, friends, family members. It has just been the enemy playing around with you. The enemy knows your destiny. The enemy knows. You shine so bright in spirit, and the enemy recognizes that star. Now, when you're shining that bright, the enemy cannot operate. So the enemy is going to use these very low vibration individuals to infiltrate your life and start destroying you. Like I've said, it can be physically, it may be spiritually, but if they have failed, they are going to try to humble you, because it is through those means that they are able to shut you down, leave you in a little spot. You can never be able to do the things you came here to do. That is what I mean when I say the enemy has always tried to humble you. You may be familiar with this scenario. Let us know in the comment section below. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.